Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy Walkthrough. Right, so we are going to do the... Actually, we've got a bunch of side stories here. So let's start off here in the Talior streets. It says, tidings of House Wolford's triumph against all odds and the survival of Prince Roland come in on the wings of a bird.
House Wolford triumphed?
Yes, my lord. The Archduke's army has already withdrawn to the Crown City. That said, it would seem the Wolford army suffered significant casualties.
Did it now? It is not as if I entirely failed to consider the possibility of an Esfrosty defeat. And yet, it is hardly an ideal development. Whatever are we to do now? Wolford may have won the battle, but can they win the war?
My lord?
Ready a bird. I have a missive that needs sending.
As you command.
Alright, next up. Let's do the Falk Streets. It says, tidings of House Wolford's triumph against all odds and the survival of Prince Roland come in on the wings of a bird.
I bring good news, my lord. Esfrost army marched on Castle Wolford in an attempt to seize the prince, but they were roundly defeated by House Wolford's forces and retreat to the Crown City as we speak.
Joyous tidings indeed. I knew the Wolfords wouldn't let us down.
I'm also pleased to report that Prince Roland is unscathed.
It would seem young Serenoa is more than capable of carrying on Lord Simon's legacy.
Triumph as they did, they still suffered considerable casualties in the battle. It is more than likely that Esfrost is already preparing for a second attack.
Very well. Take stock of our own forces and determine how many men we can send to House Wolford's aid while retaining enough for our own protection.
Yes, my lord.
It is time to take a stand. If the three high houses come together as one, I am certain we will prevail.
Alright, next up, another side story here at the Citadel of the Sands. It says, Sorsley and Hyzant's Minister of Salt ponders House Wolford's improbable victory and the implication it carries for his own nation.
To be quite frank, I underestimated House Wolford's strength. To think they were capable of driving off the Esfrosty army forces like that.
I suspect the outcome came as a surprise to the Archduke as well. And yet, something tells me Wolford's victory is more than a fluke.
I shall keep that in mind.
Still, this development is to our advantage. This will only make it easier to carry out our plans.
Just so, Your Excellency. Everything is proceeding as you anticipated.
Yes, we shall have our way. It is but a matter of time.
Alright, next up is the main story here at Castle Wolford. It says, having driven back the Esfrosty army, Serenoa and his companions now search for a way to ensure their survival.
I shall see to the wounded.
I will help as well. My hawk can assist with clearing the rubble.
My thanks to you both. Your aid is most welcome.
I am ready.
Go safely, Anna, and give my best to the others. We take a risk in entreating a powerful nation for aid. I need you to determine to what extent we can rely on them, if at all.
Leave it to me.
I've sent Anna to the holy state of Hyzant. Our alliance may not be what it once was, but we must seek help wherever it may be found.
In a perfect world, we would be able to count on the cooperation of our neighbors here.
Indeed, unity within Glenbrook is of the utmost priority, especially now that we've ensured Prince Roland's safety. And yet, we cannot count on houses Tellior and Falks to act in our best interests. We must prepare ourselves for every contingency.
You are right as always, Benedict. We've taken the first step down our chosen path, but there is no telling what awaits us.
Do you have a moment, Your Highness?
Oh, it's you. As silly as it may sound, I've never truly understood what it meant to be royalty. Does my life carry more weight simply because of the blood in my veins? So much so that the lives of others must be sacrificed in my name?
You need not worry about that, Roland.
Lord Wolford speaks true. The scales of conviction guided us, but this decision was ours. We have chosen to walk this path with you.
I was born the second prince. No one expected great things of me. And yet, simply because I had the good luck to survive, my very existence now necessitates all these sacrifices.
If I may be so bold, it was not luck, Your Highness. We protected you.
I know this, of course. That's what makes this so hard. You all fought and continue to fight for me. And I can scarcely take care of myself. I need to become stronger. I must. For my own sake, and for yours.
House Wolford prevails against General Avlora's army and drives them out of Glenbrook. Though victorious, Roland sobs quietly, saddened by the sacrifices made in his name. Glenbrook is powerless, but knows they must keep the royal bloodline alive. Thus, the conspiracies and power struggles around the noble blood in Roland's veins continue to stain the land crimson.
All right, let's take a look here. Let's do this side story here at the Hierophant's Palace first. It says the Saintly Seven convene at the Hierophant's Palace, where their individual motives start to come to light.
So it appears the Duchy intends to capture Glenbrook. But Prince Roland slipped from their grasp and fled to Wolford.
The ink on the treaty is barely dried, and they're already declaring war.
And what's more, there's a price on Prince Roland's head. It has spurred the masses into movement.
They will bear their fangs at us in time. We cannot leave them to their own devices.
I see this as a wonderful opportunity.
We can make it clear how we stand after the Salt Iron War.
Aye. And I much prefer to extinguish embers than a raging inferno.
It sounds like you intend to start a war.
Calm yourselves. There is no need to get so worked up over this. It is true that this grave matter may one day affect Hyzant. But it is in times like these that we must trust the Hierophant's words more than ever.
Alright, next up is the main story here at Castle Wolford. It says Cyrano struggles with the news of his father's collapse and an unexpected visitor arrives to speak with the new lord.
Father, please open your eyes. There is so much I wish to ask you.
Lord Serenoa.
I cannot let Father hear how weak I've become. I must be strong.
Lord Serenoa, Master Benedict, you have a visitor.
Who is it?
Lord Silvio Tellior. He wishes for an audience with Lord Serenoa.
What business would the Lord of House Tellior have with me? Tell him we will be there shortly.
Yes, sir.
Every day is busier than the last.
We haven't had a moment to catch our breath.
You are doing a fine job as head of House Wolfort, Lord Serenoa. Your father would be proud if he could see you now.
I could not do it without you, Benedict. Thank you.
Alright, looks like our voting phase is coming up already. So it says, after hearing Silvio's proposal, Serenoa is faced with a difficult decision.
In short, you wish for the three high houses to join hands and fight the duchy. Is that correct, Lord Silvio?
Indeed. I believe it our duty to fight. Some are frozen in fear, trembling at the mere thought of the duchy's power. I feel that joining the three high houses under a single flag is the only way to unite them. My men ready themselves for war as we speak. Come to Tellior, and we can strike at Esfrost together. Prince Roland will be safe with us, of course.
It's as good a plan as any. You have my thanks for getting the preparations underway.
I wonder if Lord Landroy would agree.
I doubt House Falks would refuse a fight. Their devotion to the crown knows no bounds.
But of course, they reaped great rewards from the bountiful lands won during the war.
You propose reuniting the three high houses who led the Salt Iron War to its end. It is heartening to know you would once again lend us your strength.
We certainly could use all the help we can get. Though I wish we could resolve matters peacefully.
You speak as though your brother is not at fault for all this.
My bride-to-be bears no blame for the duchy's actions.
My apologies. Forgive me for my outburst. But we haven't much time. I would have your answer now.
Shall we accept Lord Silvio's proposal, my lord?
Fetch the scales, Benedict. We shall decide our path together.
Alright, Lord Silvio made the journey to our domain to offer us an alliance. I would know what the others think on the matter. So this time around, okay, let me back up. This choice is dependent on which choice we made in Chapter 7, meaning whether or not we gave up Roland or decided to protect him. Obviously, this is the protect path. So my very first playthrough, I went down the protect path, and I did that Avlora battle, which I love. That was one of the, I think one of the earlier battles earlier on that really made me really appreciate the game and how challenging it can be. Had a blast. But anyways, on my first playthrough, then I accepted Silvio's proposal. This time, I'm going to reject Silvio's proposal, just to get the other route. But let's head outside first, and we'll do the two conviction choices, out here. I also want to check if there's a merchant. I don't know if he's out here or not, but we'll see. No, not looking like he's out here. Alright, so, again, going with the morality choices for no real reason other than it's fun. Alright, let's go back inside here and we'll do the vote. We should probably also save. Okay, so, since we are rejecting, we need to convince Roland. So let's just do this. Including victory in our last battle was no easy feat, and our soldiers have most suffered for it. Must be considered taking the field again so soon. There are people out there who would step at nothing to see you dead. I think it unwise to leave the domain at this time. Our Lord Silvio is a man loyal only to himself and one of unfavorable repute with his people. I advise you not to put too much faith in him. Yeah, I like that one. I think people even distrusted proves me that our judgment was correct. I care not for whatever Lord Silvio may or may not be plotting. If he intends to use us, I say we use him in kind. Okay, well, got him deep in thought. Alright, next up is Anna. Let's
yes, sir.
Talk to her. Must be prepared for any who would march against us, but our forces are lacking in both number and supplies. House Telior's motives matter not. We could use even those against them, should the need arise. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Lord Sereno, I believe we must use every tool available to us if we are to survive. Don't know why Esfrost invaded Glenbrook. I think at best we'd be cautious and not rush headlong into an alliance. That really doesn't actually make that much sense. Telior is supposed to be one of the other three high houses. It's weird how, just like side thoughts here. It's weird to me how Wolfort, or is it like Glenbrook, whatever, this kingdom is not really unified in any way. I mean, I suppose even in actually in all three of, now that I'm thinking about it, in all three of the kingdoms, there's at least some faction who, isn't completely aligned with the other, right? Svarog is not, and it becomes maybe more obvious later on, but Svarog is not, or ends up even turning on Gustadolf. So it's not even like they're not fully aligned either. And then Hyzant is just a total mess, right? You've got Sorcelay kind of acting on his own, I suppose maybe with Tenebris a little bit. And having a fraught relationship at least with Exam and Camzel on some level. So, and then Lila's kind of doing her own thing too. So I suppose that's kind of fair. It's not unique to Glenbrook that the houses aren't completely aligned and it's supporting each other. But anyways, we would leave ourselves vulnerable by venturing outside our domain, or we needn't rely on others just yet. If we were to be attacked, we could make our stand at Castlewood. I mean, that's fair. We just repelled Esfrost. Our army is a formidable one indeed. They managed to force a retreat of Esfrost in the last battle, but we also sustained heavy losses. The soldiers will reach their the soldiers will reach their limit sooner or later. We should act before the enemy does, lest we lose everything we have left. Wow, indifferent to my plea. All right, well, I did not pick the right answers there.
Lord Sereno.
All right, Benedict is up here. It says everyone has their suspicions over Lord Silvio's offer, but I think we can guess his true intentions easily enough. Whatever House Telior's aim might be, I am certain we can use it to our advantage. I don't know about that. Is there something on your mind, my lord? If you have doubts or concerns, pray, let them be known. We never know when the Esfrosti army will strike next. Is it truly safe to leave our domain at a time like this, or House Telior is not known for their prowess in battle? Would there be any merit in allying ourselves with them? Why, yeah, I mean, Anna already said they've got supplies, right? The duchy has placed a heavy bounty upon Roland's head. Perhaps what Lord Silvio came here for is not an alliance, but that's actually a solid response. To seize Prince Roland?
Interesting.
I will not deny the possibility. If we think of Esfrost's actions of late, it would not surprise me if they had already brought House Telior to heel in secret. Yeah, these guys they know what's up. However, we cannot ignore the fact that the strength of our forces pales in comparison to that of Esfrost.
So.
Are you not concerned about the size of our own army, Lord Serena? Perhaps the people would respond to a call to arms, or I think it best we ready our own forces before recklessly looking to others for help. Or even if I were, I doubt House Telior would be much help there. I mean, I think that's fair. The size of one's forces is an important factor in war, my lord, and it is true that House Telior does not have many soldiers at its disposal, but neither do we. As such, we shouldn't be so hasty in turning away any numbers we can get. Alright, well, so he's deep in thought. Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, we need to talk to Eredor. Jeez. The High Houses are sworn to protect the crown, yet Lord Silvio couldn't be bothered to leave Telior when the capital was in danger. Can't help but wonder what he's scheming, but if he wants to join the forces, I see no reason to refuse him. But you actually do see a reason to refuse him, because he wouldn't do anything before. So why now? We're gonna refuse him. I say we join forces with House Telior. The more of us, the better, but I can see you don't quite agree, lad. Alright, so Esfrost is no doubt watching our every move. Leaving our domain may alert them to an alliance and put us in even more danger. That doesn't really stand to reason. Time is of the essence right now. General Avlora is likely desperate to reclaim her honor with a rematch sooner than later, or a heavy bounty weighs upon Roland's head. We do not know who we can or cannot trust now. That is...
You're onto something.
The correct answer. No denying that, lad. There's no telling what sort of shady fellows are lurking about looking to line their pockets with the prince's demise. Even if we could trust Lord Silvio, there's no guarantee his soldiers wouldn't try to get their hands on his highness. In fact, this is just what Esfrost might have been hoping for with that bounty. In any case, my lord, it looks like you've got something else on your mind. Could it be you've got some suspicions of Lord Silvio? Lord Silvio left the safety of his own domain to come here, something I doubt he would do if he feared an attack from the duchy. That's pretty solid rationale. If he was truly worried for Roland's safety, I would think he would suggest fortifying ourselves in Castle Wolfort rather than venturing to Telior. Also true. Or Lord Silvio did not leave Telior even when the capital was taken, which makes me wonder why he would leave his safe haven now. I mean, these are all really solid responses.
Are you joking?
You mean to say it's strange for them to be acting now after the capital's been taken? I'll admit it's suspicious, but I hate having to be suspicious. The three high houses are the pillars of Glenbrook. Wow, he's completely wrong about this. We should be working together, not wasting our time figuring out each other's intentions. What a sorry state we're in. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, well, deep in thought. Alright, so that should be good. I think one of... Was it Anna that was indifferent? But I think we're good here.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we accept House Telior's proposal, or go our own way?
Go our own way.
The scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Go our own way. If you vote otherwise, you're wrong.
I believe in you.
Alright, looks like Roland's voting with us. I believe you are right, my friend.
You make a convincing
Cast my token with yours, my lord. Alright, we've got Benedict on board then too. Frederico is always going to vote with us. Same with Gila.
My apologies.
Must follow my instincts, my lord. Alright, Anna is not voting with us. How dare you? How dare you? You're off the team. Get out of here.
You won me over.
With you, lad. Alright, Eredor is voting with us, so not too bad. Only lost one.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
There you have it. 6-1.
The way forward is decided.
Eat it, Anna. How dare you?
We deny House Tellior's proposal and weather this fight alone.
Are you mad? You would stand idly by while our kingdom is in grave danger.
This is the path we have chosen. I hope you understand.
I do not. You must reconsider. Or else House Tellior too will face Esfrost's wrath.
And why would that be our concern? We are in no condition to fight, Lord Silvio. It is as simple as that.
Then I pray something more than death awaits us both.
All right, that is going to be it for this one. As always, hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.